Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout Speed Round, where we answer a quick question every Wednesday through Friday to keep our group chat fun going all week long. We are on day 7 in my house of no central air conditioning. A week ago today, early in the morning, my husband went out to turn on the air conditioner and found that it did not go on. And I called, we have this worry-free contract with our utility company that is a laughably inapt name, but basically you pay them a little bit every month and then they will come out and fix anything immediately for free. Oftentimes not immediately, but this time the guy came that day and I thought, this is wonderful. The air conditioner's out, the guy comes, he's going to fix it, it's going to be fine, it's going to be a blip. So he said, well, as it turns out, you need a new transformer. I will order one. I don't know how long it will take. Might be a day or two. So, okay, we get along. We got the pioneer spirit, We're getting along in our hothouse. It's fine, Weekend comes, still no word. All right, we went to the mall and spent a nice evening in the cool with a lot of other people who don't have air conditioning. And then, the new week started. I called and nobody knew anything about when the part was going to come. And it got hotter and hotter outside. It got to 91 or 92 in my house. And as of yesterday, it might be soon. It might be August 23rd that we'll get this fixed. Okay. So in the meantime, we went up to the attic and got down this fan that I think I bought like in the 80s. And it still works. Hooray for old technology. You know what? I got to think if I had bought that fan a year ago and had it in the attic, it would not work. No. This thing's been there for 2 decades. My husband plugged it in. He said it took a little while to get started, but then it is working like a champ, cooling us off. We have that. I have a paper fan I got at the Special Olympics. It's cooling me off right now. And we have a old window unit down in the basement that is set on Arctic chill. So we can sit down there for small periods of time before we start to get frostbite, and then we run up into the sauna. So this has been an ongoing thing. I've been posting it on Facebook, and every time I do, people give me tips for what I should do, like put a bowl of ice in front of the oscillating fan to get, makeshift air conditioning. Or my friend sent me a whole article from Popular Mechanics of all sorts of ways you can hack air conditioning and all that. So I thought for our topic today, perhaps I would ask you guys, what do you do when there's no air conditioning? Do you have tips from back perhaps when you had an apartment with no air conditioning, or if you didn't have air conditioning when you were growing up, or at various times in your life the power has gone out or the air conditioning has gone out and somebody has told you, yes, that will be 2 months from now, you can get that fixed. What should I be doing that I am not doing? Y'all tell me, and I will sit here and fan myself. Catherine, you got any tips from the hot Midwest there?
I'm very happy for you that the fan is working, although it does reinforce your need to never throw anything away.
Yes! Yes! Wave a fist for pack rats, I cannot think of the number of places I have dragged that fan from one home to another, probably from one coast to another, from the middle of the country to one coast to another. It's been all over the place, probably not used more than a few times. And yet, when I need it, right there for me.
Yeah, when I lived in New York City, I lived in a 5th floor walk-up, so it was the top floor. And I did have a window unit, but, of course, it could only cool a small area. So we had that cooling the bedrooms, and I would just, spend 99% of my time in the bedroom. And, when you had to go out to take a shower or something, that sort of defeated the whole purpose of the shower because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are having that problem here.
We have a ceiling fan now that's a fairly recent addition, and that I think is really helping my husband because he's super, super sensitive to heat, and also because of just our older house, and we only have the thermostat for one zone. We are lucky enough to have central air, but, if you set it so that it's comfortable in the bedrooms, then it's going to be, below 0 on the first floor. So, and as we talked about in a speed round about temperature wars between spouses, he's constantly, but we seem to have settled into a acceptable temperature for both of us because of the ceiling fan in our bedroom. So we can live, he can live with what I'm comfortable with downstairs because he has the ceiling fan upstairs. So there's our spousal compromise. But it doesn't help you if you don't have one installed already.
We do not have one. We have one in the bedroom that's downstairs in the basement, but I would not even want to imagine how much dust will come flying off of that thing if we ever turned it on. So it's best not to know. The little oscillating fan we could at least take outside when we turned it on the first time in several decades, and so the ancient dust could fly off safely. Though not that much of it did.
Still some remaining for you.
Caked on and probably flying off in tiny amounts as I stand in front of it and breathe in the cool air.
Suck it down.
I'm willing to take it. I will cough the dust up. It's okay. Cool me off. How about you, Nicole? Out there in the desert, do you just never, if your air conditioner breaks down, you just buy a new one immediately?
Well, okay, so knock on wood, it hasn't broken down. And having...
Sorry, I hope I didn't just curse.
Having air conditioning is a relatively new concept for me.
Yeah.
The first time I ever had air conditioning in my house was when I moved to California.
But where you need it.
I've heard some horror stories, and so what we did when we first moved here is, much like you paid for an insurance plan for our air conditioning unit, so if it broke down, then we would have somebody else come out and fix it, but I guess that's all dependent on timing, as I've now learned from you.
Oh, yeah. So, if you call in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, and like 2 weeks ago, it was 46. Oh, sorry, okay, that's Celsius. It was like 120 Fahrenheit here.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
that's a bit...
I think at that point, I would just have to go to a hotel. That would just be that would be our cooling off plan. Like, fans would not work in that situation. Yeah. It would just be crazy hot. So anyway, in the past, we really haven't had to deal with extreme heat. But now, we've only, fans and windows have been able to do the job. But so far, air conditioning is still going. So.
That's good. Hope so.
Yeah.
I would worry that calling the air conditioner repairman in Los Angeles in July would be like calling AAA in Kansas City in January, which is like, if you're not on the side of the road on a ditch, we'll be there in a few days.
Yeah.
Right.
So, with the air conditioning, I was surprised the guy came the first day to look at ours, but of course, apparently all the parts have been taken. So everybody else got those parts first. We're very sorry. But if I had like a specific amount of time that I knew it was going to be for sure, I would be tempted to go to a hotel. But as it is, since it's kind of open-ended.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too hard to do that.
It's good. It's good for the kids to suffer a little bit,
so
they appreciate what they have. That's right. So later on when I ask them to start chipping in for the air conditioning, they'll be happy to
So that's the way you do it.
Fork over their hard-earned dollars.
That's the way you parent. Take it away from them.
It's really fine. I just turned it off for a while. Make them tough.
Yeah.
Oh,
well. I mean, I don't have much to add to this conversation, but let me tell you, if we ever talk about heating issues, we've got plenty of stories about that.
Excellent. Well, that will be it for today's speed round. Come back tomorrow for another question and visit parentingroundabout.com for all our group chats and other weekly episodes. And if your central air conditioning is working right now, appreciate it. Go tap the wall near the thermostat and say, "Thank you so much for the comfort you give me." Hey, before you speed off from this speed round, please consider listening to all our podcast episodes, short and long, on the Radio Public app. It costs you nothing, and we get a little change for every listen. Thanks for the support.